Okay guys, the next two fights I'm going to briefly cover are both here in the UK, and the first one's for the IBF Bantamweight title. It's up in Newcastle and it sees the current champion Stuart Hall, so it's his neck of the woods. He's going up against Paul Butler. Now I'm picking Butler to win this by decision, and I think Butler could stop Hall. You know, I was impressed by Hall in his against Malinga for it to win the world title. I thought he was extremely alert. You know, he's a man on a mission. You know, if ever there's a guy, you saw a guy go into the ring and he was determined to win and take his opportunity, it was Stuart Hall that night. And he was very quick, he was sharp, he was alert, he was very forward thinking, he was proactive. You know, all the things you need to be to really take your opportunity. He still got busted up. His eye looked terrible at the end of the fight. I spoke to a mate who said if that was in a more neutral venue, perhaps if he was abroad fighting, that might have been even stopped. But he's going to have the crowd with him in this fight, no doubt. You know, a massive crowd up there. He's going to have. They're going to probably give him an extra 10%. They're going to really push him, and they're going to try and bring the best out of him. And I think he needs to be at his best, Hall, if he's going to keep his title in this fight, because he's up against a really good guy. So like I said, home advantage. Basically, if I'm going to give any advice to Hall, it's he needs the same intensity as that fight against Malinga. He needs to push the pace. He needs to really be alert. He needs to just go for it, just like the last fight. Because technically, I don't think he's really up to Paul Butler's level. I think that if he tries to have a pure boxing match with Butler, he's going to struggle. So he needs to push the pace. He needs to be quite aggressive, I guess, and on the front foot. You know, he doesn't really want to be back foot against Paul Butler, because Butler, as I'm going to mention later, that's not where you really want to be. So I want to see him proactive. I want to see him alert. I want to see him using the fans to get behind him. You know, use the energy. Yeah, be energetic. Take the fight to Butler. And obviously, hopefully, he's worked on some more defence, trying to defend himself a bit better, get caught with less punches. Butler has power. Okay, he has more power than Hall, in my opinion. He's the one with the power in this fight, but it's also the type of punches he throws. You know, he throws some good angles. The thing with Butler is he keeps a good high guard. He doesn't do anything silly. You know, a lot of times he'll block shots with his right. He keeps a good high guard, and he really loses his shape. That's the good technical aspects of Butler. He doesn't lose his shape very often, which is a good trait to have. You know, he keeps a good base, good technical base, and then he's able to set up the punches. He's good in exchanges, and I'm expecting where there's exchanges happening in this fight for Butler to be a bit sharper, a bit quicker, and throw a bit higher class of punch, which will trouble Hall. And the one thing I really want to mention in this fight, I mentioned earlier about Butler not wanting to be on the back foot against him. The thing Butler does brilliantly for me is he has a creeping pressure. And what I mean by creeping pressure is he doesn't blatantly rush up on you and pressurise you and try and cut you off straight away. What he does is he has this kind of creeping, gradual pressure building up, and he has good control of like distance and timing. So he'll kind of like usher himself forward, and he'll slowly and gradually push you back, and then he will wait for his spot, and then he'll get him within range, and he'll catch you in the exchanges. And that's why I feel Butler's going to win this fight by decision, possibly by a stoppage, because I just feel he's got the better class of punch. I think he's more technically sound than Hall. I think whereas Hall will be relying on the crowd and energy and alertness and being proactive and just on effort really, I think that Butler will be relying more on skills and trying to remain calm. Gradually, if I'm giving advice, I'd say use that gradual pressure, and then suddenly, you know, catch Hall when he's not expecting it, because Butler has the ability to do that. It's, you know, if Hall's on his game, he's going to be competitive. It's going to be a good fight. I advise you to tune in. It'd be a good fight. But I think the world title's changing hands. I think Butler will actually win it on the weekend. Well, tonight, I guess. And I'm going for Butler by decision. Let me know what you guys think. Do you actually think the Hall takes this? Yeah, thanks for watching.